KG, you on the line?
Yeah, what's good with it?
What's going on,
What's
King?
the deal, man? What's the deal?
Can't call it, man. What's good with y'all niggas? Y'all good?
Man, chopping it up,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Lately, we been, this last week been lit, bro. Cause for the most part, like we started off talking about, we was naming like all the top niggas out here. But then like a lot of niggas be getting their feelings, feel like they should be a top nigga. So then we start naming the trash niggas. And then niggas start getting their feelings because they don't want to be called trash. And, like, it just be a lot of misconceptions on this motherfucker. A lot of motherfuckers get on here and try to argue. Like, a lot of motherfuckers feel like they know the URL format. They feel like they know what's going on. They feel like they know that, like, a lot of motherfuckers try to call you biased. And, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Like, clear some shit up for these motherfuckers. Like, let niggas know just a little bit of what you looking for and what it takes to be on a traffic or to hit a PG stage or to go to New York.
I mean, first off, I would say a lot of people think they know basically what they see through YouTube. I've been saying, even when I was with King of the Dot, you know, I was telling people like, yo, the best way to get an understanding of how, you know, the operations of this shit is to start going to big time events. I mean, besides the fact that you can understand what it takes to rock a crowd like that, I mean, more than anything else, I mean, you do that networking. I feel like a lot of the guys who I hear talk like that, like for some reason are the most negative or feel like they got the game down the most packed, I never really see them at events. You know what I'm saying? Like I never seen them make that trip to New York. I never seen them, you know, even when King of the Dot was out here, I wasn't really seeing them soaking in like what it took to actually get there. So I think a lot of perspective is solely based off the fact that they see a shit on YouTube and they get in these groups where they hear these niggas who also have no idea the politics of the game, and they go based off what they see in them bias and angry fan, and they try to calculate their own opinion. I mean, you know, it is what it is, but at the end of the day, there's a couple of things that I know I'm looking for, and I know even when you go to New York, there's things that Norbs and, you know, Beasley is looking for to even consider you going on. First and foremost, if the streets is not hollering your name, it's not gonna be good for you. Like it, you know, it's hard to favor people in. So that's why when people say I'm biased, that's impossible. Because I mean, yeah, Dre Vicious, he rep the squad, he rep fourth. Excuse me, man, I'm over here smoking and shit. But you know, he rep fourth, Geechee rep fourth. But everything that they done, they did way before fourth quarter. Like they did way before that. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Prophecy when he got on. You know what I'm saying? They had already made a name for themselves ahead of time. You know what I'm saying? So whenever I put a post up, you know, before Geechee, you know, got his opportunities, or, you know, especially somebody like Dre, you know, some of these people are always getting requested. People want to pay to see these people. If somebody don't want to pay to see you, then that's the first mistake, because you got to understand that this is still a business. You know, people invest in you. Like, people think editing is free. You know what I'm saying? If we do a battle for you, if we drop a battle for you, that means we pay the editor to chop that shit up. You know what I'm saying? And we, like, these are all investments that we put in the artists. You know what I'm saying? And really, we don't even get our just due on the back end. You know what I'm saying? We just want to see these niggas shine. You know what I'm saying? So, like, at the end of the day, if nobody vouching for you, I got to come across a battle that I seen personally that just really blew my mind away. Like, I trust what people say when they say that they want certain people in that shit. Now, with that being said, there are certain people who always get mentioned who had a shot, and they blew that shot. You know what I'm saying? So in that case, if you do blow that shot, you got to go to one of these smaller leagues like LA Battlegrounds or Riot or A-Hat and really kill somebody to where somebody's requesting your name again, like, and not your girlfriend, not your homie. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the streets. You know what I'm saying? So that's the bottom line, man. Like, that's how you get the attention of either me or Norbs. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it takes first. People got to mention your name. And when you come on this platform, you got to kill niggas. You know what I'm saying? I had a conversation with Grizz. Shout out to my nigga Grizz not too long ago. He he kind of put something out there like, yeah, well, that's the beauty of it is if you fuck up one time, you get another opportunity. But some niggas don't get that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't get that second opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So you can't think like that. And I feel like because some of these West Coast niggas battle every single week, they feel like there's just going to be another URL West event and they'll get another shot and they might have that opportunity to shine. But when it don't come because there's another new nigga that's hungry and the streets is requesting them now, then that's when bias talk comes into play. So I say all that to say that this is a full circle, you know what I'm saying? First, the streets got to mention you. When you come on stage, don't waste time. Get straight to the shit, you know what I'm saying? But, I mean, I say all that really just to get back to that same point, you know what I'm saying? Like, it takes those things. Once you get that opportunity, you can't play like you're getting 3 or 4 more than bitches.
Okay. I want to ask you something. This is Nico. I wanted to ask you something. With the process that you guys go through and watching certain battles, and I really want to have this point be clear from you because a lot of battlers seem to not understand this concept. For you personally, is it more so about the battler winning the battle if they get a look like a PG, or is it more so about them being entertaining? Like, which one do you weigh more? Do you weigh them both the same?
I mean, ultimately, it's about the impression. Like, saying that you won a battle really is not even, unless it's a clear 30, that shit don't even exist no more. If it's a 2-1, then somebody going to find a reason why the other nigga won, even if they lost. So I don't go based off wins and losses, you know what I'm saying? I go based off how your name is spoke about after the battle. You know what I'm saying? Because many a times, Tess is a perfect example. A lot of people say that he lost a lot of fucking battles. But even with that being said, there's a lot of conversations saying that he is the future. Like, in 2-3 years, nobody will be able to beat this kid. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's because he leaves that impression, even if it's, in a situation where he might have lost a battle. So, I that's really what it comes down to for me. It's about the impression. If the battle is over and the only person that's asking for that battle to drop is you and your niggas, then you didn't leave no impression. You know what I'm saying? There's certain battles that I have to drop. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just have to. Like, I ain't got no choice. And the battles that are on the edge, that are, like, on that teeter, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's about if you left that impression. And if you didn't leave that impression, it just goes back to what I was saying in terms of, like, investment. You know what I'm saying? Like we want to invest in people that we want to push forward. And if they not giving 100% and, they slacking on that first one, then I might not be as enticed to invest into an editor chopping your shit up and dropping it. So, but, yeah, it's just about impression, man. Impression is the most important thing.
Okay. Let me ask this real quick because you yourself, battle-wise, like you yourself are somebody who, has a lot of rep when it comes to battle rap. Like, you've already battled like the DNAs before, Danny's. Like, you have a lot of dope battles. You're somebody who's very respected in battle rap. In your opinion, when it comes to the newer wave battlers right now, like, what are some of the things that they need to work on more, in your opinion, to be able to level up, to be able to get those looks, like where they're able to get on those cards?
Right. And that's a hell of a good question. So, first off, I'm going to tell all y'all niggas something. Anybody who's listening who lives in the state of California, I'm going to make sure all y'all niggas hear this. All y'all niggas had a better advantage in this battle rap game than me and Nitty. We need to be 100% clear about that shit. And the reason why that is because when it comes to California, there's about, how many leagues are in California? Like what, maybe 8 or 10, 8, 9, 10 leagues, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a bunch of them. So wherever you live in Cali, there's an opportunity to where you can make something happen. But when I came into this game, first off, I'm not from the West Coast. It's well documented. I've been out in the West since I was 23 years old. I lived a whole lifetime in Michigan. I'm from the Midwest. On top of that, I come from, I'm out here living in Phoenix. You notice there's not a big battle scene in Phoenix. Like, it just is not a big scene. You know what I'm saying? So one thing that I was able to do is what allowed me to put myself in a position to where I only battle one ground zero battle which that battle got almost 200,000 views. A ground zero battle, you know, niggas get 2,000 view ground zero battles. When it comes to me only having to do one PG just to do URL, this is a simple method. And it's the same thing as anybody who plays sports. If you play basketball, if you spend your whole time just playing games, you never get better. You never get better. The reason why that is because you never take time to work on your craft. Now, you brought up a good point. Like, I got a really good resume. Now, one thing that you can say about my resume is there ain't no slacks in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had the Arizona battles that don't nobody know or give a fuck about. But once I battled my first ground zero battle, I took no back steps. I took no steps backward, like not one. Every single battle, I went from Kid Domes to Megadeth to J Pro to Daylight to Lotta Zay to Snow for PGs to the BET to Philly Swain to Danny Myers to who's next, Danger. You know, these are the decisions that I made. Every single time I battled, the battle had to make sense. In the meantime, I'm not taking these exhibition battles just to get a look. I'm working on my craft. This is something that I instilled in Nitty the same way. Don't take the silly, unnecessary battles where you risk dying by some no-name nigga for $300. Fall back, get your craft right, kill every nigga you see in your face, and get your stuff in. This is something that I've been trying to preach to any nigga who's part of this URL Western Brothers. Stop taking these no-name battles. I mean, shout out to these smaller leagues, but if everybody stayed loyal to their league and just killed them in that league, it would make your stock that much higher. This is the reason why people from Bullpen are under these contracts like Loso, where he can go to another league and get $1,000, $1,200, and he never battled anywhere outside of Bullpen because he followed that method. I try to get these newer guys to follow that method, but I feel like there's a fixation on wanting to just get their name out in every single angle possible. And I always tell niggas, like,
right.
Dre Vicious, that's my brother. I tell him all the time, like, hey, my nigga, stop taking these bullshit-ass battles, my nigga. Just kill this nigga on this stage, and you'll never have to take another bullshit battle again. But like I said, people got different situations. That's just an example, but that's something that I try to, preach to all these new niggas, man. Like, be selective with your battles. Don't just take some random nigga because he calling you out and say he got 200. Because if you kill one nigga, you could get 500 the next battle. You kill that next nigga, you can get 1,000. You kill the next nigga, you get 2,000. And if you had that mindset, it worked out in my favor. It worked out in Nitty's favor. And once again, we're not from California, so we had to take the Phoenix, Arizona route to get to where we at. We both still made URL. So I'm saying all that. I know I'm talking a lot. I'm hoping y'all niggas is catching this that's listening, because I want to make sure I only called to inform y'all. Like, I ain't called to be promoting, Survivor Series. Y'all know what's up on that. Y'all seen the flyers. I really just called to educate the people who I see constantly battling more than they need to. Like, get better and be selective with your battles. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, you want to ask something?
Nah, go ahead, Nick. Go ahead.
Okay, so I wanted to ask this because there's certain things I want to make sure that, we kind of touch on, because I get hit about this a lot being in media now.
Yep.
They always ask me about the process with, number one, getting the PC, which you talked about. But the other thing I wanted to touch on was the tryout. Because we've had people call into the show before talking about how, we don't get no love, we not getting these PC looks. And then every time I see you post, like, hey, let me know who you want on this card, there's always 4 tryout spots. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. What is the process for the tryout battle? Like, how do you get the tryout battle?
Well, the tryout battle is just like, for the people who actually remember to prove yourself, that they did with King of the Dot back when Aspect and then was here. It's the same kind of deal. Like, obviously, when we have a proven ground card, we're going to have 5-6 battles. So we talking like 12 niggas. You know what I'm saying? That's just being real. And to be honest with you, there are people out here who maybe haven't had a lot of battles, who maybe just haven't having good looks, you know what I'm saying, who still feel like that they have the talent to actually get to that next step. So we have a process to where you can register to do a tryout to where you can just be seen. It's really just a first come, first serve type of deal because I just want to give people that opportunity to be seen. Now, it works a lot of times. Poetic Genius, he's a perfect example. He built his stock up. He's from Colorado. I'm trying to get him out here for LA battle, but you know what I'm saying, it's just didn't happen. But he went from doing a tryout to where he was out there doing a PG in front of Norbs. You know what I'm saying? He got another one set up here, here in a couple months. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Poetic Genius. The Spot, he's another one, another example. He did the tryout. He put his name up to where he is known in New York. Like everybody in New York that's part of the scene, on that level knows who the Spot is. You know what I'm saying? So, it's really just giving people the opportunity to be seen where they may not have had that opportunity elsewhere. Because, I have to really follow the code on who the streets want to see. So if niggas just keep saying these niggas, I just can't give everybody that opportunity. So that's all it's really about, giving the people who may not have previous looks an opportunity to see what they got. That's it.
Okay. Definitely appreciate you breaking that down. Hopefully y'all listening to this because if y'all don't understand after this, I don't know what to tell you. He's breaking down all the game for y'all right now, for real. I wanted to ask you because for a while, for a few years, we've had the traffic cards out here. And people have been looking at traffic. You've had like the Briz Rothsteins have battled on it. Obviously the Rum Nitty, the Shaz. You've had all these battles, people, Danny Myers, YK. And now we have the first installment of the Survivor Series. Can you talk about what, like the Survivor Series, like what is the goal for Survivor Series here in the West?
All right, so the Survivor Series, it's a couple things. I mean, obviously, after the first traffic, like when we did the first traffic, because of the financial situations that happened with that, where I basically just came out of my pocket because shit got fucked up. I came out of pocket for like $4,000 to like pay off niggas. I was basically on some shit where I was like, man, I'm not fucking with URL unless I get a bag from them niggas. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think I had another event for like 6-7 months, and it was the one in Oakland. It may have been like 8 or 9 months to keep it real. You know what I'm saying? But Cali motherfuckers was fiending for more. You know what I'm saying? So when I did this Geechee Gotti versus Stewie event, where it was mainly PGs, but we had the 1-1 off. It really had a good reaction, and even the people in New York kind of seen what I was doing, and they see that it's more just about building people up. Now, we on our third year of URL West. We started this in 2015. The first event was in Las Vegas in 2015. So it's getting to that point now where you pretty much, if you've been with this shit around the beginning of this shit, it's time to either shit or get the fuck off the pot. You know what I'm saying? So what this is really all about, it's the same concept as the Stewie and Geechee battles, but really what it's meant to do is first off give y'all consistency in terms of events. Like I want to make sure I'm, giving y'all events every 2 months. Like that's something that New York want me to do. It's something that the streets want me to do, so I'm going to do that. Every 2 months be consistent with some kind of events, whether it's a big or small event. But really what this Survivor Series about, it's really just about figuring out who's ready for it and who really needs to keep it pushing. Like that's pretty much it. Like if you had, if you've had the buzz or if you've been on this a couple times and and it hasn't worked out and you come out here and die, it's a wrap. Like that's Survivor Series. It's a fucking wrap. You know what I'm saying? Like if you go, I'm telling whoever is on this card, I hope everybody is listening. And really I'm saying this for a number of reasons, but I'm just going to be clear about it. If you die on this card, not getting another look. I don't give a fuck who you are. The only two people who exempt from that is the two niggas with the one-offs. Stewie done already earned his stripes, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And Geechee, like, he's already proven that he can stand with gorillas. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, them niggas, they got their opportunities. Anybody else? And I'm saying anybody else. You die, it's over. You know what I'm saying? I got to fill these spots. It's a lot of hungry niggas who I haven't booked, who I've been wanting to book. And not just from Cali, because we gotta remember, y'all, the West ain't just California. There's people outside of California who I haven't been able to book because there's so much talent in California. But it's about time y'all niggas start killing each other and getting each other the fuck up out of here. Some of y'all niggas, I love some of y'all niggas, but some of y'all niggas are just made to be in A-Hat or the Riot or L.A. Battlegrounds, and that's not a knock towards y'all, but it takes a special motherfucker to do this on this stage. And if you're not built for it, it's time to move on and start exploring the cats that may have that opportunity to do so.
Yeah.
So that's what Survivor
Definitely
Series
heard
is all
that.
about. So to answer your question, that's what Survivor Series is all about. And it's the Survivor Series. So it's the Survivor. It's just a series because we're gonna do different episodes. We're gonna do this just like Born Legacy. Once niggas graduate, we'll give them a one-up. So say if Ken or Dre come out here and put on a show, one of these niggas is going to have a one-off on the next Survivor Series or possibly a one-off on Traffic. You know what I'm saying? Like that day one. You know what I'm saying? So, that's really what this is about. If you on, it's time to do something with this shit. If you ain't with it, then get the fuck up out of here. And that's really what this is all about.
Okay. Definitely heard that.
Hey man, stop taking the if y'all niggas listening, bro. Stop taking a million goddamn battles. I'm tired. Like I be telling niggas, bro. Like y'all really gotta like, nigga. I've been doing this shit for 4 years, bro. I've seen niggas come in, you know what I'm saying, barely been rapping for like a year, and they already got way more battles than me. You know what I'm saying? Niggas be thirsty for battles, bro. Like it ain't that serious, my nigga. If you really want to get somewhere with it. Stop wasting all your fucking fire-ass material on MC Joe Schmo.
Yeah, and one thing that the people who battle all the time probably notice is that the money is always the same, give or take. It's always $200-$300, maybe $500. You know what I'm saying? But it's never a comma. It's never numerous commas. You know what I'm saying? Like it's never that. Like by the time I was like just starting URL West, when I was already on URL for 2 years. By the time I battled Heartless for that battle to Bay where I killed his ass, $1,000 payout. And I don't mind going over this with y'all because this is 2 years removed even now. And I know niggas ain't checking from my pockets, but I'm just telling y'all that to say, because of my strategic moves, not only was every battle bigger, but every paycheck was bigger. Like when I say I didn't take no steps backwards, I'm not just talking about the stage or the opportunity. I'm talking about the bag too. Like it's like to me, it's equally silly that if you take a PG battle, that you would take a Ground Zero battle after that, and that's no shot at Ground Zero whatsoever. But I mean, realistically, I got a high view Ground Zero battle, 180,000 views, but the average Ground Zero battle 2,000-3,000, 5,000 at the most. Why would you risk getting 50,000 minimum over 5,000 and a couple $100? And that type of shit is the shit I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? If you starting off with Ground Zero, like more power to you, get the money. I started with Ground Zero, so I'm not knocking it. You know what I'm saying? But if it's just about knowing where you at and don't take steps backwards. If you battling every week and every battle is better and you getting paid more, then more power to you. But it's just not reality in this sport. If a boxer box every single week, he not getting paid as much as Floyd, who box once a year. It is what it is.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. I wanted to ask something, and it's been brought up a few times on the show, and obviously people have their own opinions and interpretations as far as what goes on here. With the URL being here in the West, like, is the goal to have people do PGs and one-offs here to go over to the New York stage to do more PGs and one-offs, or is this like the place where you're trying to build this into like its own form of like a Born Legacy or something like that?
Well, you come in with good questions. But to be honest, it's really just about the growth of that particular artist. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, the dream goal is to go to New York. The dream goal is to have everybody take the route that Nitty took. You know what I'm saying? But in reality, that's not a reality. Like, not everybody's going to be able to take the route Nitty took because not everybody is Nitty. There's only one Nitty. You know what I'm saying? So for the people who can't take the Nitty look, they got to take the look me and Danny Myers took, which is, you know, get your name up where you at, which we on the West. Once you get your name up, you go to New York and get that PG. Now, granted, there are exceptions. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are exceptions. Nitty was that exception. You know what I'm saying? But there aren't a lot of exceptions. Like, you know, Geechee Gotti, and we're not going to get too deep in terms of what we got lined up for him, but he does have a URL main stage battle already locked in for New York. You know what I'm saying? Like after this LA event. I'm not going to go into detail about who he got. I don't want him to go. Geechee, don't speak on who you got. You already know what's up. We're just going to let it drop when it drops. You know what I'm saying? But he is on the next Born Legacy card out there on the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? So that is that opportunity. That's really the dream opportunity. Now, when I see that there's enough growth in that artist to where I've seen them do enough on this side, it's nothing for me to ever get them on a PG in New York. That's not a big deal. Like, it's not like a vouch is, it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's really, but I don't want to embarrass not only what we trying to build, or really that person, because the motherfuckers over there, people think that because they get love out here that it's going to be love out there. It's not love out there. Like, it's only love out there until you prove that you with that shit.
Facts.
So if you
Bro.
the one thing that I've spoken to some of these guys, especially the guys who do punchlines on the West Coast, when a nigga do a punchline, they almost get mad at niggas when they don't respond. Like, kind of like how Newborn do. Like when niggas be like, damn, y'all niggas sleep. West Coast niggas do that shit a lot. A lot of you new niggas that's like punchers, y'all do that a lot. And I've spoken with each individual who I'm, in regards to this. Like, y'all do that a lot where you expecting a punch. Out there, if you expecting a punch, you're going to get clowned in between those. You know what I'm saying? Because they want to see you fail first. Like, you have to go out there and prove yourself. And if you watch every single URL niggas, like, ever since I came into this scene, who's gone out west, who's gone out east, Prophecy, Emerson Kennedy, Diesel, because I heard what happened with Diesel. Them first rounds, them be the hardest rounds. They'll all tell you the exact same thing.
Every time. Every fucking time.
The first rounds are. The spot will tell you, anybody who go to New York from Cali, where they only got a couple niggas, I'm sure Geechee can vouch to, them first rounds is the worst because they already like expecting you. They not trying to show you love. More than likely, you battling the East Coast nigga. You know what I'm saying? So you got to go over hurdles. You have to be able to rock a crowd. So for some of the people who wonder.
I battled on the top of New York, my nigga. I know. I did the first round, same thing, my nigga. Like, they wasn't fucking with me in that first round. Once I got the LA hat on, Cali, everything. They know I'm not from there for one. I don't know nobody in the building. You know what I'm saying? So they're not gonna give me love off the first round because they don't know me. Who the fuck are you? You gotta impress me. You know what I'm saying?
Good. So I really just and I'm saying that to say, like, a lot of niggas feel like that they killing shit in they section right now, and they probably are. You know what I'm saying? They probably are rocking shit. But I know what it takes to rock a room. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about room rockers. I'm not talking about, like, oh, that was a hard bar and you stop. I'm talking about where them niggas get so loud that they have to stop you. That it's a big difference because sometimes when you say a punch, you waiting for a response. There's other times where you keep rapping and they get so loud that you can't keep rapping. You know what I'm saying? It's a big difference. And if you ain't got the ability to do the latter, then you can't survive in New York. And a lot of people who think that they got that room rocking ability just don't. And you got to develop that shit. It's not, some people have that talent to where they can attract people, and other people got to develop it. But that's when I go back to, you got to stop battling every time and work on that. Stewie's a perfect example. Stewie's ready to battle in New York right now. He can rock a room. Him battling Geechee in L.A. to where he still did what he was able to do, he been ready to go to New York. Has anybody seen Stewie Newton versus Gwitty on We Go Hard?
Hey, fuck Gwitty up. Fuck Gwitty up.
So if you have not seen Stewie Newton versus Gwitty, I would ask you guys to watch that and understand what it takes to be able to rock a room that's full of wolves that do not like you, and they never met you. because Stewie had to go to that shit alone, and he still went out there and rocked. Now, he earned the respect of the New York people. It's just not as easy as y'all think. It takes time. It takes practice. So for the people who feel like they're ready to go to New York now, trust me, I'm not going to not vouch for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got put in this position to help the niggas on the West who have that ability fine-tune their game so they can go out there war ready. You know what I'm saying? I heard Diesel had the real weird first round, but he killed the nigga in the second and third round. Like, that's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? The perseverance. So, I mean, we got people who are capable of it, you know what I'm saying, but it just, you know, it's politics, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta be ready to go. You gotta be ready to go when the time comes. And more times than not, it's just not as easy as people think. So, you know. I know I'm doing a lot of talking. I want to make sure y'all niggas is fully informed, because once I get off the phone, I'm not about to be on the internet doing all this extra shit.
No, I definitely appreciate you. Now, you breaking down all the game right now, like, for real. Like, this is, to be honest, this is very much needed dialogue, because a lot of people ask a lot of questions. I'm saying everything that they've been asking, you're answering right now, so I definitely appreciate that. I want to ask you, because we had this conversation a while back. We had a show. It was talking about basically the state of the Western Conference and what we need to do as far as the West, you know, building, things of that nature. And one thing that kept coming up was a lot of battle rappers were saying that they were tired of having West versus West battles. They felt like it didn't really have a lot of value. It didn't really, you know, mean anything, that you should be taking your sights to other regions and battling people elsewhere. In your opinion, do you agree with that assessment for West on West battles? And if, like, West on West battles are, like, needed, how do you feel people should be picking and choosing those battles with other people in the region?
West versus West battles are very important, especially if you're new in the game. Now, once you get to a point to say, like, I mean, I don't think there's ever a point where it doesn't benefit. I mean, Geechee and Stewie is a perfect example of that. I mean, you know, they got the highest viewed, I mean, besides Nitty and, like, the traffic battles, you know, in terms of traffic, and, like, everything that's not traffic, they got the highest viewed URL battle on the West that isn't a traffic
The truth
battle.
can be bought. Hey, KG, let me say something real quick. Okay. I got Billy Boondocks in my fucking inbox. This nigga swear he want to get online, bro. I don't know if you ready for, I don't know if you want to deal with that right now.
Well,
let me just say want to talk to you.
All right, let me just what was we just talking about, man? This nigga. What was you just talking about?
Okay, so we'll get to the Billy thing in a second. Real quick. I was asking the West on West battles because.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The West on West battles.
All right. So after I answer this, you can plug Billy in. I'm only gonna be on this bitch for like 15 more minutes. But in terms of the West on West battles, they're very important. The biggest reason why is because, like I said, we got to start eliminating dead weight. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you look at New York, it's silly to think that these motherfuckers don't battle each other more than they battle anybody else. You know, we go hard as an all New York league. It's New York niggas versus New York niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like the trap New York, that's most time just New York versus New York. You know what I'm saying? So each league within their region gonna battle people in their area, and you know, I can't see, this goes back to investing into talent. I'm only gonna invest in the talent that I feel like is war ready to battle, you know, elsewhere. Now, we all know, if we look at the PG cards that I've had, we can't deny the fact that it's been loaded with people outside of the state. It's not just like I only set up, you know, West versus West. I mean, the top PG battle coming up is Crucial Ken from Louisville, Kentucky versus Dre Vicious. And a lot of my battles are like that. Like Grizz was supposed to battle Capital from Denver before, you know, Cap had his family situation going on. So it's not like I don't set up battles that isn't that. But I'm not going to invest into an artist until I know they're war ready. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, you know, it's a business, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like anything else. You only want to invest in the acts that's actually going to bring something to you, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, we set up the battles accordingly. I try to set them up based off style. I mean, that should be the only thing. That should be the biggest point. You should want to kill who's in front of you. If you kill who's in front of you, the next man won't matter. You just got to keep killing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it comes down to. Like, you're not going to get that perfect look that's going to put you on. This is what happens when people have these small leagues and they pay to battle some top-name dude. You don't, right. think that's going to get you somewhere, but it really don't work out like that. Like, the politics of battle rap is that you're only going to get a look that matters on 3 or 4 platforms in battle rap. Like, maybe 5 or 6. The rest of them is just, you're really just battling, man. And it's no knock towards the other leagues, but if you're trying to progress, you just got to, make your steps. Yo, put Billy on, man. Like I said, I got like 5
Nah, this nigga, don't even trip, bro. This nigga swear it's politics now. Because I muted the nigga because we interviewing you. Like, I don't want nobody else on the line while we interviewing you. Feel me? So now he's saying it's politics and he don't want to come back on. Whatever, my nigga. It is what it is.
Right, that's cool.
I ain't tripping.
Hey, real talk, shout out to Billy Boondock. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, shout out to that man. Like, whatever. Like, I ain't gonna dwell on it. Like I said, we hear about building up. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we can possibly get him a decent look on the Traffic Day one. But, shout out to what he's doing.
Oh, yeah. I want to ask this real quick because I it's been mentioned to me a few times. We see that with these cards that get made, there's like you have Alcatraz there with the LA Battlegrounds, him and Woods, the Riot, with KP. You know what I'm saying? They're there. Whether it's in like a hosting role or they're like a part of it in some way. Like for other leagues that are wanting to or desiring to be a part of what you guys are doing in the West with URL, what is the process behind that for like league owners or leagues to be a part of that?
I mean, it's not really a process behind being cool with a motherfucker authentically. I mean that's just all it really comes down to. Like, in terms of Alcatraz, KP, first off, KP is part of my internal URL West team. You know what I'm saying? Like, just so we clear, I mean, besides me, obviously, we got Floss, which everybody know. We got, KP, he does a lot of behind-the-scenes of work. And then, really, Yak as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, he recently, within the last couple weeks, decided he wanted to come behind the scenes and help out as well, which I've been really appreciative of. But, I mean, to be honest with you, all these 4 people, like, in terms of Alcatraz, I'll just address him first. Like, first off, like, I reached out to them, like, just organically for the last Traffic in terms of just, respect. Like, hey, I want you to come to the event because, I mean, we in L.A., and I've always said I respected what L.A. Battlegrounds do. I just love what they bring. Like, to me, it's a West Coast version of like a We Go Hard. It just has that authenticity behind it. You know what I'm saying? So the relationship that me and Alcatraz built, it really didn't have much to do with nothing besides the fact that we just respected what we were just doing, what each other did. And we just would talk to each other just about the battle rap in general. It wouldn't be about no specific politics. He never asked to I don't recall him ever asking to host. You know what I'm saying? But I know when I asked him to host, he asked could I push his name or whatever. But at the end of the day, like, and Yak, I've known Yak for 3-4 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've known Yak for a grip. Shit, Floss was one of the first people I met in battle rap. Like, when I did my first Ground Zero battle, he was hosting the first Ground Zero battle that they had in Los Angeles where I battled Kid Dunks. So I've known Floss for 5-6 years, you know what I'm saying? And then in terms of KP, like, he's just somebody who's in tune with a lot of the artists that are out here, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the newer, younger guys, he's just in tune with, as well as Yak, you know what I'm saying? So I just trust they work. I've been in conversations, like, we talk every day. Like, we got a group chat where we chop it up about shit every fucking day. So to answer your question, like, these are organic situations. These aren't like forced situations where I did it over the sake of business. You know what I'm saying? Like we genuinely, all these 4 people I speak to, I genuinely fuck with. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't like let's sign up to host. It ain't like one of them type of deals. You know what I'm saying? So to answer your question, I don't know how, if you want to fuck with me, get at me. But if you getting at me just for the sole purpose to host a motherfucking battle, like a battle rap battle, like I don't even know how I'd even feel about even fucking with you. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, this is just where I come from. Like if I fuck with you, it's got to be organic. It ain't got to be. I mean, now if you want to be an investor or a sponsor, that's a totally different deal. But if it's just about what do we got to do to get next to me to stand on top of a stage to watch a fucking battle, I don't even know the answer to that question, my nigga. You know, I'm just keeping it real. Like those relationships are organic relationships where I knew them before the fact. So it is what it is.
Yeah. I definitely feel you on that. I just have to, make sure that it's clear on that because a lot of times, a lot of people, and this goes back to something you said earlier about like politics. And Grizz, shout out to Grizz, he actually said this best. He was like, a lot of times battle rappers feel like all they have to do is show up to their battle when they're booked, and that's it. And a lot of times they're never at anybody else's event, and they ask like, well, why am I not getting booked here? Why are they not showing me love? Why am I never getting brought up? You're not showing yourself anywhere else. You're just showing up to your battle and then you're out. You're not mingling with anybody. You're not creating relationships. And I feel like a lot of times, especially here in the West, people feel like just because you're the West, you're just supposed to be fucked with just because you're from here. And it's like, that's something that I always disagree with. So, I appreciate you breaking that down because a lot of people feel like, they should just have what everybody else has just because they're a league here or they're known. And it's like, no, like a lot of this stuff is organic, like how you said. So I definitely appreciate you breaking that down.
But yeah, we gotta be clear, man. This shit is battle rap. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So, but even though it's still battle rap, the people on my end, we all handling money. We dealing with business on the back end. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna just reach out to somebody that I don't know to be a part of something like that. Like, I mean, everybody got my inbox. Like, I talk to people all the time. Sometimes I miss messages because I get a lot of messages. But for the most part, if you asking me a question that isn't like some dickhead-ass question like, when can I get a PG? Like, if it's a legit question, most times you're going to get an answer from me. You know what I'm saying? So I just, like I said, and that don't mean hop in my inbox after this just because you heard this. At the end of the day, if you fuck with me, then these are the type of conversations that don't even need to exist. Like, because to be real, like say for instance, if Lush hit me up right now, which I know he wouldn't because he got the Ground Zero shit coming on, and he was like, hey man, I want to be able to help in some way, shape, or form. Maybe not necessarily host, but be a part of it, or Malathion. You know what I'm saying? If either one of these niggas says something like that, like, we don't even got to converse about it. It's, come on, let's get it. Because I have organic relationships with a lot of these guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of these guys, you know what I'm saying? Like if Disaster wanted to do something, like, regardless of all the bullshit that happened from King of the Dot, like, at the end of the day, I got an organic relationship, like friendship with these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't want no fraud shit around me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's another thing. If you know you don't really fuck with me like that, please, you could be the last nigga in my inbox asking for a battle. Because I seen a lot of y'all when I was battling, like when I was actually battling, killing niggas. Because let's be clear, a lot of you niggas, if I battled you, I would embarrass you. I mean, let's be honest about that. Just check the resume and ask yourself, can you really stand in front of that? So when I was battling, a lot of these niggas was very loose, like very loose with the moves. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I remember those things. You know what I'm saying? So, and that don't make you exempt from getting booked. But if I'm booking you, let me book you. Don't be in my inbox acting like it's love just because you're trying to get booked. Because we see right through that. You know what I'm saying? Like, just know that if people are requesting you, because a lot of people can document when me and Billy had our issue. We had our issue for like a year or two, you know what I'm saying? But I was really working hard to, get him set up to get a battle on this Survivor Series spot. There were some politics that happened between him and the East Coast that kind of prevented that from happening. You know what I'm saying? So, I know that's why he want to get on here because he want to get back in that. But I mean,
if you listening, Billy, you got your goddamn feelings, nigga.
Huh? Yeah, I mean,
it
just is what it is.
That nigga be acting crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I mean, I'm just letting you know that my whole point of that was to say, even despite that we had our issue, for that little year where I just didn't fuck with the nigga at all, I still got him. I still tried to get him booked for a battle. You know what I'm saying? Shit didn't really work out. You know what I'm saying? But we still tried to make it happen, and I still want to look forward and to possibly get him set up with something for the day one of traffic, coming up. So I mean, there is no bias. It just goes back to me saying there is no bias about who I book. You know what I'm saying? I cannot fuck with you and still book you. But if I don't fuck with you and you don't fuck with me, don't be in my inbox asking what it takes to get a PG. Because one thing that it won't take is you being in my inbox. That's just, I just want to be clear about that because I respect what people say when people get, shout me out, but don't shout me out just to ask for a look. Like, it's real see-through, and we can all peep it. Like, it's, wait your turn, and when it comes, make the most of it. And if you didn't make the most of it your first time, don't blame me. Just, get better.
Oh, yeah, facts. Last thing I want to ask you, because this gets brought up a lot as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna be out after this one because I got some shit I gotta take care of.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah,
but
yeah, what's up?
a lot of times when we have shows, we always get people from, if you want to say the Northwest, or if you want to say like you have the Colorados or the Arizonas, Utah, you have Washington, Oregon, all these different places, right? And a lot of times they feel like they're not a part of the West. They feel like Cali is the only thing that qualifies as West. When it comes to what you're doing with URL, what you guys are trying to build here, and what you guys are currently building here, what is your take on these places in the West region, and where do they fit into the entire Western Conference, in your opinion?
I mean, they fit in perfectly. I mean, and just go back to what I was saying earlier. The West does not just consist of California. I drive from Arizona to come set up the events that I run out there. I live in Arizona. I mean, we got to be clear. We've already had a PG event in Denver, Colorado. We had one in Phoenix, Arizona. We've had one in Los Angeles. We've had one in Oakland. That's 4 different places in the West in 2 years. I mean, that's pretty active, you know what I'm saying, especially counting the amount of times that we've had them in L.A. Let's talk about the people who've actually blossomed to actually do something from the West. Emerson Kennedy. Yeah, he lives in L.A. now, but he's from Utah. Stewie Newton, he's from Seattle. Rum Nitty, he's from Phoenix, Arizona. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's Prophecy. He's from Tucson, Arizona. So, and when we talk about the people who've actually had opportunities, there isn't a region in the West Coast, probably besides, I want to say maybe New Mexico, but probably besides New Mexico. There isn't another state in the West that hasn't had some type of PG look. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, because Vegas, Arizona, California, Oregon, Washington, Colorado, I mean, I don't think there's no battle rappers in Idaho. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, anybody who's making that claim is not getting booked because they're not ready. I mean, I just booked 2 people from Seattle. So if somebody's in the Northwest saying that, there's 2 people on this card on Survivor Series that's coming from Seattle, Draco and Stewie Newton. So I can't really focus on shit like that because, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. If niggas actually read the card, they'll see that. I mean, the reality is the most talent is in California. It should be the most talent. It's the second biggest state population-wise in the country. So it should be more talent. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, if you are making noise outside of that, outside of California, you're going to get noticed and you're going to get the opportunity. Now, if you fuck up that opportunity, you may not get another call, but that's on you. But
pay for that tryout.
But that claim is weak as hell though. In terms of other places not getting extra looks. I was gonna have a proving ground event in Washington last year. I ended up going to Denver instead. You know what I'm saying? I still want to have some shit in Washington, hopefully at the beginning of 2018. You know what I'm saying? But anybody who's saying that we not making this a whole West thing, they just haven't been booked. Look, if you can pull up every card between when I first started to right now, it's not really something that's debatable.
Bro, every already on the West Coast, right, that has a reputable name, I'm pretty sure they had a shot. Like from AHAT to LA Battlegrounds to the grounds, like everybody, you know what I'm saying, that got a name in the West that we know of, they all had an opportunity. We all had the same fucking opportunities. You know what I'm saying? So niggas got their feelings, bro, because we all have the same fucking opportunities. Some niggas don't even deserve it, and they still get it.
Yep. But shout out to the niggas who actually made the. But shout out to the ones who actually made the most of their opportunity. And Survivor Series is gonna be another crop of niggas who gonna show that they ready for it. And there's gonna be hopefully, I hope not that nobody dies. Now don't twist up what I'm saying. If you go out there and fuck on and lose and it's a close battle, you know we're gonna give you other looks. But if you go out there and die after all these battles been booked for 2-3 months, it lets me know that you lack preparation and you lack giving a fuck about your opportunity. So I'm not gonna book you again. So I just want to end it on that note. Bring y'all A game, everybody.
I want to see niggas sell their battles a little more too. Like I want to see niggas sell their battle. Like make us want to come see y'all. Sell y'all shit. Niggas don't vlog. Niggas don't do nothing but just sit at home and write their bars until it's battle day. Then show up and rap. Like no backstory behind the fucking battles.
Yep.
Niggas don't even go on the radio and talk shit. Like.
It's a good point, yeah. Definitely do need to sell the fight.
That's a fact. I was going to say, though, King, you know what I'm saying, I know you got to get up out of here, but, you know, once again, I want to say I appreciate you, you know what I'm saying, just taking the time, man, just to come on here, you know, chop it up with us, answer, you know, all the questions that people have a lot of times here in the West and everything. I definitely appreciate you for that. Before we get up out of here, though, I want to give you a chance to, you know, do any shout-outs that you may have. Also plug, you know, everything that you got going on so that the people can rock with you.
All right, shit. All right, well, first up, shout-outs to fourth quarter, fourth homie, you know, Crack City, you know what I'm saying, Mafia. You niggas already know what it is. Make sure y'all niggas go to koclothingbrand.com, get your clothes. We just started a new company, launching in like 2 weeks called Mobile Cosmetology. We hustling for real. It's not a fucking game. Holla at my website designer. We got another company called flymindmedia.com. Check it out if you're trying to get your SEO, your pay-per-clicks, your Google Analytics straight. Man, we hustling, man. We not playing no fucking games. Survivor, the Survivor Series. You know what I'm saying? We coming in a couple weeks, man. This shit gonna be a movie, man. Ichi Gotti versus Glue Easy, Stewie Newton versus Reaper Rail, Crucial Ken versus Dre Vicious, Clutch versus Grizz. Man, it's gonna be some fights, man. Like, so make sure y'all, you know, make sure y'all niggas be there, man. Shout out to y'all niggas for doing y'all thing.
Hey, shout out to 9-5 and Illa Clothing.
Shout out to 9-5 and shout out to Illa Clothing, man. Hey, really, shout out to Illa Clothing. They got some fly-ass gear. Make sure y'all go to the website, man. They got some shit.
Oh, yeah, man, that's a fact. That's a fact, man. But, yeah, definitely appreciate you, you know what I'm saying, taking the time out, coming on here, King. And anytime that you want to, you know, call back up, man, if you want to promote something, talk about something, or just call up for debates, man, you're welcome on the show anytime, King.
All right, that's a bet, man. Y'all niggas